What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great night. A little bit after 7 o'clock here. Woo! Been a long one today. Had one of my first meetings with the whole team. Vice president of the entire company was there, of course, sat next to me. What a day, what a day. But been crazy times. Hope you've all been well. Hopefully been checking out all the stuff I've been putting out about all of the coaches. The free agent stuff is out. But one of the shows I know you guys love is how we can create cap space in this offseason. So that's what I'm here to do. Bear with me, running on fumes here. But wanted to get this bad boy out the other day. Had a couple of graphics that just needed to finish. So if a couple of these numbers are different, whatever. But remember, it's the offseason. The numbers will fluctuate, and the cap anywhere from 301 to 305 mil is what it's going to go up to. So 20 mil more than what it was last year. So incorporating all of these things, thinking about all these things, I'll guide you through her. But I appreciate you all taking the time. Hit the like button, sharing, subscribing, becoming members, all the things you do to support the channel. I cannot thank you enough. But a big question here that everybody's asking is about, of course, A.J. Brown. Always trying to trade him. So that is something I will talk about in this show, and we'll talk about everything else. But just keep in mind, the big thing is, why would the Eagles try to trade A.J. Brown when, you're taking on this dead money? And, 43 mil in dead money, 20 mil you're losing in cap. I just, for one of the better receivers, and yeah, he's going to be 30, but still one of the best receivers in the game. So I'm not so sure I'm trying to trade him. Definitely not pre-June 1st, because that is what that money would look like there. Negative 20 in cap savings. You're taking on 43 dead mil. That is not great there, ladies and gentlemen. Not great. So what we're going to talk about is how the Eagles can create cap space in case they do want to make trades, and whether that's one of their own players or going out and getting someone else. And I know Max Crosby, one of those people with like a $30 million cap hit. A lot of things that the Eagles can definitely do here that, has been talked about. But, some things would need to happen first. So I always do this each offseason, show you my, top ways that the Eagles can create cap space. Try to leave out the guys that are below a mil, unless it's something important I want to talk about, or a player, like these practice squad guys. I'm not going to mention them. Probably not going to make the team anyway. So, regardless. But let's look at what the Eagles have in cap space right now. That's important. It's listed 20 mil. I've seen 18 mil. It's around the 20 mil that we talked about. When I told you we're heading into the offseason, that's around what it'll be. And once the league year starts next month, we'll see the actual numbers, all that great stuff. But as I always do, I'll guide you through with these numbers when they change, when everything changes. When I get actual information I can give you, I will do that. But I only have so much I can work with here. But just know the Eagles right now, they do have cap space. Now, one of the things always people get confused about here during the offseason is, the Eagles got to have 10 mil, 20 mil for these draft picks, and that's just not the case. And I will show you each pick how much before we even draft them. Obviously, we'll be moving around and things, but I will know the caps, hits for all of these guys, and I'll show you. It's usually just a few mil because it's usually only the first few picks that matter. So just keep that in mind. I don't know why, the media still gets confused about that stuff, but no doubt. So we've got money to spend, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm trying to say to you. And, well, if you want to spend some more, well, let's create some space. So let's take a look at these 13 ways, 13 players here, things that you can do to create this space. And, let's jump right into it. And we'll start off with the lowest, and we'll get to the highest. So right now, Nolan Smith, extend him. Yep. Do that. Let's go. Now, you're only going to save a little under a mil. So that's clearly not the reason you're doing it, but it does save you around a mil. And it's a move I think the Eagles should definitely make. Part of the future. Let's hope that this kid continues to build, get stronger, his body, and stay healthy. Love his game. Love Nolan Smith. So would love to see him sticking around, but an extension is a no-brainer for me. Now, up next, not so sure you could trade him, but he does have a great skill set, still pretty damn young at 24. Maybe you could get something in return, a 7th-round pick. I don't know, some dirt change. But whether you trade him, you could also just cut him. Save yourself 1.1 mil. Nobody's losing sleep over it. a little over 200,000 in dead money. That's fine. We need space for guys that I think could be part of this future. Great special teamer. Love Kaylee Ringo on the special teams. If he wants to stick around, it's not a hefty price tag for a guy that's good on special teams. But I would like the Eagles to go in this draft and in free agency and improve this secondary. So if special teams the only thing you could do, it's not exactly going to win you a job. So if you could trade him and get something in return and save some cap, then I think that move to me would be a no-brainer. Now, another guy that I was very hopeful for, this guy actually has starting experience, has played pretty well, and only 26 years old, a very small cap hit. So if you want to keep him around, okay. I'm not against that at all. But as I just mentioned, guys with injury history like Jacorian Bennett or guys that just haven't stepped up and only play special teams like Ringo, not just going to lock you in. I'd like to see some improvement. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean deserve better. We need to see a secondary and obviously safeties as well, not just corners. So Jacorian Bennett, maybe you could trade him. This guy has starting capabilities here. So maybe a team that's, cornerback needy, looking to grab a guy, well, maybe you could trade him, save yourself a little cap, get a little something in return. Now, up next, you've got yourself Britton Covey, who a good return man, but I will emphasize this. You go get yourself a receiver, a running back, a corner. I don't care. Somebody that can return the ball like Covey, but I want a home run hitter. I want somebody that's going to make a difference. You can cut him, save yourself $1.2 million. I don't think – I like Covey. I think more so than most. But if you want to save some money, open some things up, there you go. Cut Covey. Now, up next, Byron Young. Played pretty well last year when called upon. Maybe you could get a little something in return. 6th-round pick. Doubt you can get a 5th, but maybe. Guy's got talent. Saw what Thomas Booker when you got rid of him. And you've got guys like Ty Robinson, Gabe Hall waiting in the wings behind Carter and Davis and Ajomo. So – this is a guy you can say 1.5 mil, so you're getting a little bit higher here. And I think, this is somebody maybe you could get something in return for. So maybe you want to keep him around. If not, get something for him. Now up next, Sidney Brown. And I would like to try to trade him, but I don't know that he has stepped up in any area other than special teams. Still plays very wildly and loved the draft pick when we got him. And we talked about it when we did. He's going to need to be honed in a little bit here and, coached up. But unfortunately, I haven't seen it just yet. Hey, if he sticks around, let's see what he's got a little bit, and then maybe he gets cut. I'm okay with that. We do need help at safety, so anybody can do anything. And on special teams, he can be helpful, but when you play the way he does, it's not always beneficial. So you could cut him. You could save yourself $1.5 million. And I hate even saying it because I do like Sid the Kid, but this is unfortunately a business. So, let's look up next here, and this is our right guard, Tyler Steen, who I know a lot of people felt, last year was horrible. He was actually one of the better offensive linemen that we had last year. So you could extend him, and I think you should because you need to go into this draft, get younger, but I don't want to lose younger pieces. He's 26. He's still learning. Stout's gone, but, he planted some seeds. He's learned from Lane Johnson and Cam Jurgens and, Mekhi Becton, who was here last year. I think this is a kid that still has a very bright future. So let's stay patient here. And I think, extending him is a no-brainer. And you save almost $2 million in cap space when you do that. So you've got a young guy, and whether or not you draft somebody who could start over him, and, that guy plays guard until Lane's gone and he's the tackle, whatever happens, I would keep Steen around. And I think an extension would be a smart thing to do. Now let's jump into the top 5 here. And, well, I've got some extensions coming your way with the next few. So here, Moro Ajomo. This is somebody that only 25 years old. We talked about when we drafted him. This is Milton Williams' replacement when he gets paid. Milt got paid. He sure did. Made it to the Super Bowl, lost because he played for the wrong team. Now, 1.9 mil, that's a nice saving, but I want to keep Moro Ajomo around. He is part of this future, and I think that these guys, oh, my Lord, the tandem we have, the trio actually, is just the best in the game, and extending Moro Ajomo, again, to me, no-brainer. Last year of his contract, let's make sure this guy doesn't go anywhere after he plays well. Like we talked about with Milton Williams, let's not let that happen. So go ahead and extend him, and, well, while you're at it, go ahead and get your best guy extended in Jalen Carter. Oh, hell yeah. And on this one, you save over $2 million. And well, this is just a move because you need to do it. Kid needs paid, needs to be one of the best paid in the game. And you know how he's going to give him one of those contracts, spread out money, make it make sense. And you're going to be able to save a little money this year and get one of your best players locked up for the future, along with Ojomo, who we just mentioned there. So, yeah, let's go. Now, here's the part where we talk about A.J. Brown again. So, now, post June 1st, the money changes. Now, you actually can save a little bit of cap space. You save $7 million, and you take on $16 million in dead money. The rest of that money, you can prorate. So, the rest of that money you pay next year. This year, you would actually save a little bit. You'd be able to do some things, but you'd be missing the best wide receiver, one of the best wide receivers in the game. So I still really don't want to do that. Yeah, you'd save $7 million, woo! But I really would like to just have A.J. Brown. Yeah, that's my opinion, but I know you guys like to see the money, so there it is at $7 million. Now we got two more who actually would save you more than this. And this guy, well, it's another interior D lineman, and well, you better sign his ass too. A nose tackle that just continues to show why they're so important. And, you know, he obviously deserves an extension here. 26, still very young. We saw Carter, Ojomo, both 25 years old. Lock it up, baby. It all begins in the trenches, and you get monsters like this going, oh, hell yeah. And JD only continues to improve. And 9.3 mil saved here. You could sign me the hell up. Keep him around and save a little bit of money. Oh, hell yeah. Now, at number one in savings, this guy, if you would have cut him, he would have been a little lower because he could save you $6 million. Or I'm sorry, yeah, $8 million, I think it was. Extending or restructuring would save you $6 million. Now, in my opinion, I like Michael Carter II. I do. I'm a fan of his. He's a cornerback, not an edge. Don't know why it says that. No doubt. 27 years old, 5 years experience, but a $10 million cap hit. Now, this is a guy with experience as well, like Ja'Cory Bennett you talk about, but this dude actually plays pretty well. One of the better nickel corners in the game. Had some moments, but, you know, the Jets. So Michael Carter II is somebody I think if you could get something in return for, allow the other team to restructure him, save that money, do whatever, that's fine, but you could get something in return for him, and that's $10 million that you could save right there. So, yeah, we had some chump change on those other guys that we're talking about, but $10 million right here, okay, you could sign me up. And, well, the reason I say that about Michael Carter II is, you know, Cooper DeJean is the best nickel corner in the game already. Don't care what anybody else says, but when you look at it, you know, injuries can happen, yes, and that sucks, and I just don't want him outside. Again, hit the draft, find an outside corner, hit free agency, whatever you got to do. Michael Carter II is one of those versatile D-backs, though, that could possibly play safety. So maybe he does stick around. Maybe you just restructure him, save $6 million, and I'm still okay with that. You know, that's still money saved, and you keep a guy around if he's playing safety. But again, I would look free agency draft for that as well. But $10 million is a hefty price for a guy that you don't know. But if they have an idea for him, they have a plan, no doubt I'm all about it. But that was it for the 13 players there. Now, I know that was a lot to take in. So you can tell me how you feel, what you would do, which of those players maybe you would get rid of or maybe you would keep. But I'm going to show you the total now of all of those players so you can kind of see it all from one view rather than just all of it, you know, coming at you like that. So let's take a look. And with all of those, now keep in mind, we're not going to do every single one of these, but you're also going to cut other players. So just, these are, you know, for fun, guys. We're just keeping it in mind. Anything can happen here. But if you were to do all of these 12 things, I'm keeping out A.J. Brown here because I'm not doing that. So here are those 12 things. $34,422,496. That's a lot of cap savings. So you could save almost $35 million doing that. Now, if you want to see what it looks like, if you do it post June 1st with A.J. Brown, you save that $7 million, you would save $41 million. Now, you could go draft someone, see how he acts this summer, and then after June 1st, maybe you do trade him. And you could create a lot of space by doing things all on this list here. So You see all of those savings. So what is the potential cap space for the Eagles? Now, keep in mind, going to be signing free agents. You're going to get those draft picks. So need a few mil for the draft picks. But the money will change. I will keep you up to date. Just know the Eagles have a lot of cap space. And I always try to point this out when they do. But you always hear about, the Eagles are going to be strapped up. Jalen Hurts contract, dead money. Yeah, people don't understand what any of these things mean or how these contracts work. So that's why they say that. What you're looking at right here is if you did all of those things right now with the cap you have, well, you'd have almost $55 million. That's a lot. Let's go. Now, if you're asking, can the Eagles trade A.J. Brown right now? And yeah, they can. Have to do all those things we talked about, but you lose that 20 mil in cap space. So you would still have money. You could still do it. You can do it. It is possible. If someone's offering you something crazy, he's causing a commotion, something's going on, you want to go into the draft, whatever. It could happen. There it is. Or if you wait till after June 1st and you do all of those things that we talked about, again, not going to do all of them, you could have up to $62 million. So just keep in mind when people are telling you the Eagles don't have cap space, those people have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. So, I'm going to keep you up to date, but those are the things that can go down, and you'll probably see a lot of these things happening, and I'll let you know when we're signing, guys, how these things move and change, and some days are crazier than others here, guys, and I'm just in training, so I can't even imagine how crazy it's going to be, but I'm going to do my best to continue to get these shows out, give you guys the information I know you want for this offseason. Free agency's coming soon, too, so I'm going to start working on those videos, the top guys at each position. I know you love those shows. I sure do. So I'm looking forward to that. But that's all I've got for you here tonight. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. What would you do to save space, and what would you do with that cap space? You can trade for guys like Myles Garrett, Max Crosby. All those things are very possible with doing those things I just showed you there. But if you have any other questions, anything on your mind, reach out. But look, doesn't have to be about the birds. You need me. Always here for you guys, even if it's been crazy busy. Never think that I don't have time for you guys. You're always taking the time for me, and I appreciate that. I also appreciate when you take the time hitting the like button, sharing, subscribing, all that stuff truly does help. Cannot thank you enough for that, but hope you're all having yourselves a great week. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, say it with me now, sickos. Colors!